Bloons Monkey City. Bloons Monkey City is a game where you build up your own city of monkeys, building up from just a small village to a city as big as your heart desires, all while fighting for land against the balloons, setting them with advanced monkey technology, researching new upgrades, and occasionally fighting other cities. This game was initially pretty popular amongst Bloons fans, but slowly faded into irrelevance, especially after the release of Bloons Tower Defense 6. Now mind you, this game is still maintained, but the player base is not nearly as big as it was before. But with that said, today I want to look at Bloons Monkey City and see if Clash of Clans actually holds up to the current year. Okay, hold on, let me look at the script again. Yeah, okay. And see if Bloons Monkey City actually holds up in the current year. Okay, I already made the joke. The first thing you'll notice is that this game is very similar to a certain other mobile game. That's not too important in this game's gameplay, but it's noteworthy that being so similar to a popular game probably didn't help it maintain players. When you first launch the game, you're immediately thrown into this game's main gameplay loop, attacking tiles owned by the balloons and then capturing for your, well, Monkey City. Shocking, I know. You'll also come to find out that to get new towers and upgrades, you need to place the towers' respective houses and training grounds, I guess. Some of them are training grounds, some of them are factories. Either way, this is how you get your new monkey army going. You also have to maintain a steady cash flow with your farms and store the money within banks. Your city also needs power, and it needs to look pretty. It's kind of like building a city in City Skylines, actually, except you have to fight for the land, which is a bit more realistic, to be fair. This gameplay loop of fighting for new territory, placing new things, and discovering new land is great until you realize one thing. You need to wait real time to research tower upgrades. Yeah, this doesn't sound like an issue initially until you realize that some of these take literal days. Also, it costs a crap ton of gold to upgrade some of these things. And it also doesn't really help that you have a cap on gold storage for some reason. And well, in saying that, you do have one way to speed things up. And it's by buying your way through the wait times. Yeah, it's another Bloons game with that kind of monetization. In fairness, unlike B2D Adventure Time, where you buy things to unlock towers, which I was informed wasn't actually necessary, but let's be real, that's definitely what they intended you to do, but it's still kind of scummy to add a rather artificial barrier that can just be quote-unquote conveniently skipped with real money poured into it. Well, that aside, there's also boss events. These are essentially the same kind of deal as BTD 6 bosses, but there's a different selection. Though kind of like bosses in BTD 6, I never really got too invested. There's also contested territories, which is more so like a King of the Hill type of game mode as opposed to whatever BTD 6's is. In my experience though, it's kind of one-sided. It's either so easy that you never really get contested, or it's so difficult that you just straight up get rolled by everyone else in the lobby. And like I said, in my experience, there's not much of an in-between of this, but I'm sure some have had better experiences. There's also MVM, aka Monkey vs. Monkey. Not much to talk about here really, it's basically just sending waves of balloons to other players' bases and see if they can defend or not. The actual progression of the game is pretty much like BTD 5. You need levels to do much of anything, but you also need to do quests, and take certain towers to unlock certain towers and get large bursts of XP. These quests pretty much boil down to showing the player what they should do next, but they're nice. It's certainly a useful tutorial for anybody that's new to the game at least. The special tiles are tiles that, when taken, can give you towers, treasures, or sometimes just bonuses. Another quirky part about progressing this game is that you can upgrade your towers with cards that you find throughout the game. They basically just give your tower stat changes, but it's nothing too important until you get to higher levels. With all this said though, Bloons Monkey City is a fine game. I can't really say it's anything to write home about, or even something I would really pick up often, but it's kind of cool. I mean, the early game was kind of thrilling because you're getting into the game for the first time and things are moving quite fast, but the later into the game I got, the more I really just wasn't all that interested because, I mean, you're waiting literal days to unlock upgrades and then, taking the same tile over and over again. Now, I'm not gonna go and say this is a boring game, because if you like a Clash of Clans style game, then you're definitely going to like this. But as for me, I didn't really like it all that much, and honestly I can kind of understand why this game's player base is getting so small. But if you are a fan of Bloons Monkey City, tell me in the comments, tell me why I'm wrong, tell me why I should just stop speaking right now. Or, I don't know, just tell me your opinion on the game, I guess, you could also just do that. But really, in conclusion, it's an alright game, I don't really like it, but I think other people could very well like it, or at least they used to like it. That said, I shall bid you all a farewell.